Hi, friends. I am going to do the fictional self-help book tag today. I was tagged by Sue Jackson. I'll leave her channel linked below. This is basically based on the self-help industry, and I have my computer and the questions over on this side. So if I'm looking over there, that's why. And the tag kind of talks about how the self-help and self-improvement market is estimated to be worth $45.7 billion in 2024. And that includes self-help from a variety of different types of books. I like sometimes to read self-help books. But what if the self-help books were fiction? Um, who would you choose to help you go on your self-improvement journey? So the idea of the tag is to pick a fictional character as an answer to each prompt, or you can pick a character that you would definitely not want to help you with the prompt. For the first question, or the prompt, is learning a foreign language. Who would you choose to help you learn a new language or to brush up on one you already know? That you already speak, but not very well. So I thought about it because I took in high school, and college, I took French, and I know a few words, which is kind of sad because I took 4 years of French and I don't know much because I never used it. But what I think I would like to know, which would help me in work now, and also I've just always been interested in it, is American Sign Language. Now, I would, the fictional character I was thinking of was Paige Northwood from the Silent House, which is the first book in a trilogy by Nell Pattison. Now, the problem is Paige is British, and so she knows British Sign Language. So then I thought about Ellen Lark from A Sign of Her Own, which is by Sarah Marsh, and I read that earlier this year. Neither were books that I loved, but I liked the characters of Paige Northwood and Ellen Lark. So either if I'm going to learn American Sign Language, I would get Ellen Lark to teach me. Um, and if I was going to learn British Sign Language, I would get Paige Northwood to teach me. All right, prompt number 2. Life is uncertain at the moment. Who would you choose to help you prepare for future eventualities? Who will teach you the survival skills you'll need? So this is actually a character from a book. I was looking to see if I have it near me. I don't think I do. This is actually from a book that I haven't wrapped up for you yet, but I did read it this month. Yeah, I finished it up at the end of, or the beginning of September, and that is the child or the main character in I Who Have Never Known Men. She spends a lot of time um, figuring out ways to survive. And yeah, I think I would probably rely on her a lot to show me how to survive. Prompt number 3. Everyone should be able to cook one outstanding meal. Who would you choose to help you plan and prepare that meal? Um, I my answer ended up being the same as Sue's. I tried to think of a different answer, but I mean, Elizabeth of Lessons in Chemistry is probably the person that many of us would like to have a cooking lesson with. So, yeah, she can teach me how to cook. And I mean, I'd listen to the science behind it. I don't know that I would remember the science part, but I would I would definitely watch her show, listen to her teach me how to cook. Number 4, life is tough and unpredictable, and you should be able to defend yourself. Who would you choose to teach you some basic self-defense? This one was a little harder, but when I was actually looking through my Goodreads to see books I've read and, um, characters that had great skills in defending themselves or in military operations, which means that they had to go through kind of some basics to learn how to take care of themselves. I ended up thinking about Mila from The Diamond Eye by Kate Quinn. She was a Russian sniper and she was a real historical figure. And I think she ended up being like one of the most decorated, um, the decorated snipers in World War II or in history. I can't remember. Um, yeah, so I would probably learn some good self-defense from Mila. Life can be chaotic at times. This is prompt number 5. Who would you like to teach you mindfulness or relaxation? This was a really hard one for me, and I got close to doing the part of the tag where you say who you don't want to. Because I've got plenty of books where the main character is super anxious, and I would definitely not want to learn mindfulness or relaxation from a person who's super anxious. So the only one actually that came to my mind was Marmee from Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, which is actually a book on my pile of shame because I haven't finished reading it yet. But just in what I know of Marmee, and I've seen and watched, you know, a lot of the adaptations, just that motherly figure. She's very calm. She is dealing with a lot, but she also just seems to remain this calm figure in the household. So I would say Marmee. Okay, free choice. What else would you like to learn to do, and which fictional character is going to teach you how? So I recently read Carrie Soto is Back. I was never a big uh, tennis player in school. One of my best friends in high school, middle school, was big tennis player, and she was on the tennis team for our high school, and she was ranked in the state, I think, or probably the state. And I just never really got too interested in it. Like I had a tennis racket and uh, would play sometimes, um, but I didn't have enough dedication as she did, my friend and Carrie Soto. But I would want to learn tennis from Carrie. However, I would want to learn at an amateur level because the training that Carrie Soto goes through in that book is pretty intense. And I would only want to do amateur level. So I don't know. It would either be Carrie or what's the guy's name? Bo? I think it was Bo. Um, he could teach me as well. Either way, but amateur level tennis. So, number 7, the 7th prompt is to let's all learn together, tag some fellow booktubers to take part. I don't know who's done this, and I know I say that at the end of every tag, but I am going to tag Chloe at Always Booked, Becca at Becca Books and Bujo, and Leslie at Book Skurs and Purrs. So hopefully, if they haven't already done it, y'all feel free to answer the prompts. And if you are interested in answering the prompts, please put your comments down below. Thank you to Sue for tagging me in this fictional self-help Book tag, it was fun to think about and got me to go on my Goodreads and kind of look back at things that I've read even prior to this year. I feel like sometimes I get caught up in what's been happening this year and I forget sometimes what I've read. Um, so that's a pro for logging your books. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.